Hello, hi there Sagittarius. I do hope that you are all well and welcome to my channel. This is your February love horoscope for February 2022. And if you're watching me for the first time, I'm a psychic. I interpret the information that I get from my own spirit guides to help you navigate your month. And if you do want a private reading or want to know more about my services and other platforms you can find me on, the links are just down below. Very quick service announcement for those of you who have booked a reading. There's a very small handful of you that I've had some difficulty getting in contact with, either because your emails are not working, bouncing back, going to junk mail, but more importantly, you seem to have like some sort of email blocker, particularly if you're Yahoo or Gmail. So if you're thinking, where is Bella, why has she not contacted me? I have tried several times. So please do contact me again, probably on a different email address because the email is a problem, or see the first confirmation email from me that tells you how to connect with me in Skype so that email doesn't get lost. And also, what's the other thing I want to say? You can contact me, Skype, TikTok, Facebook. There's so many other ways you can contact me. So please exhaust all avenues if you're having difficulty, because I certainly am having difficulty contacting you. Now, on to your reading, guys. And this month is all about transformation, change, transformation. It's all about great manifesting. But you have a similar reading. I can't remember if it was Aquariuses or Capricorns, but you have a similar reading where they're sort of saying, beware of the snake in the grass, because somebody would like to infiltrate your house, come back into your life, reconnect with you, who still isn't baked out of the oven or cannot be ever trusted. And so there is some emphasis on them, but there's really a bit of an emphasis on you, dear Sagittariuses, where actually there's an element where you know better about this person and their individual. You know that they have some deep problems that you can't resolve, that you've allowed them space to try to transform with. But even though you know that there's a tiny sliver of hope for the best, and it's that part of hope that this person could take advantage of. Yeah? So, because they're saying, the guys are saying, similar to whatever reading was, that they're a snake in the grass. And that's not a good thing to say. Because they're saying pretty much they're not baked out the oven, they're not entirely there at all. And they default to past manipulation tactics. Or they default to a victim mentality, or they convert to childlike behaviours. Like all these things aren't positive, in order to gain understanding, sympathy, attention from you, which only halt you in your own continued process to be connected with better love for yourself, or better love in the future, or even better out of them, because we could inadvertently enable that behaviour. So they're saying, trust what you already know and what you see, that they have difficulties, and even though you do have hope, they make it quite obvious. So don't ignore what they're trying to do. Again, this is very much love connected, so this will be a past person, maybe even your current person that actually you've been trying to put boundaries with, that they're going to really test your walls around it. You need to keep and stick to them if you want the better outcome in this situation, because they're showing us a snake in the grass, which is very blunt, but they're also saying they're not baked out of the oven, which is not entirely saying that they can't, shed their skin and be a very nice snake, if that's an analogy, that they can be better. They're just not still. Now, I think for some Sagittariuses, because it's been ongoing, some of you already moved on and it will be easy for you to turn your back on them. For some of you where there's a still sliver of hope, I feel like whatever they say or do, that will be untrustworthy, and it will be quite obvious, may lead to you finally, which is very similar to the last reading I gave, like closing the door on the situation. It's a month for transformation, and it's also the shadow period of Venus retrograde, things that were very much highlighted in the December period of last year, and then got kind of like thrashed around a little bit in December and January, finally get resurfaced for you to really examine the pieces of the evidence to say yes or no to. Has it changed? Is it not? And there is an indication it hasn't. And so therefore, what are you to do? is to think about yourself, because this energy is very much about selves this year and what's best for us all. Because then they're saying you'll be in a better direction, you'll be better fated. Now there will be extended to this, and I'll get onto that later, but I do think when I look at the extended, because there's a whole they're not baked out of the oven energy, just because you move on, I feel like they will resurface again out of the oven, like better. Sorry, my dog is walking behind me, sitting down. He's a bit grumpy, probably because I've been doing this all day and I've not been giving it attention. So we'll have a look at whether you meet them on the bridge halfway, whether you'll even be interested, and whether that transformation is full and proper. We can look at the extended, but for right now, it's shown as no. So it feels almost like a little bit like a test of how your progress so far, which has been marvellous and very strengthening and very enlightening and very about your self-worth and all good stuff. That and I just feel like this person, that even if they mean to, not mean to, they just feel like they run the same kind of patterns that they've always done, because it's always worked for them. And they're saying, my guide's saying, you see through it now, so why would this be any different? Don't get sucked into it, because it feels like it leads to quite immediate disappointment. Sorry to be so negative, Sagittarius. The positive about that is it continued growth. You will finally be able to let go, which long term, because this is a number 6 year, will lead to new love for you, for those of you who want it. Because a lot of you will also be like, oh, F this, I want self-love, I want to be single, not doing it anymore. That's also great too. Sometimes we don't appreciate being single and how marvellous it is. It really can be. But for those of you who are like, yeah, I'm still open to new love, again, for you, there will be new love that's been presented itself to you this year. But I feel, no, my guides, as I went to say that, my guides say, no, for some of you, that it's not really the end of the year. This can happen even as soon as next month for a lot of people. It really feels about how open you are to it and the actions that you take. So if you're saying, actually, no, I'm ready to go into another relationship, because actually it's been a year of this BS with that person, and I've been healing for a year, and now they've just proved to me again that they're not ready, I'm ready for a new relationship. So if that's the case, take action about it, put yourself out there. You will be aligned. So they're pretty much saying whenever you're ready. You don't have to wait. Some other people I've had to say more the end of the year, but they're saying, no, when you're ready, you're ready. And also that because you would have this recognition of familiar energy that's not self-serving, you will not be matched, because it'd be quite impossible. Anybody who even tries to act a certain way, you'll dismiss it. The ruthlessness. I also get, for some of you, I think you just might want to just have a bit of fun before you get serious again. So again, that can happen for you also too. Yeah. But yeah, because I do get choices. They're also saying, actually, that's interesting, because they're saying even when you are ready, they just feel like more than one. You will have a pick and choice. So you will get to kind of like, it's a bit like having 3, ripe fruit, and you're thinking, I need to choose one, which is the better, which one's really ripe and juicy and has all, is the right size. Sorry, I made that sound really rude, but you know what I'm saying. It's like you get to kind of pick from a good bunch, but you only allowed one. Maybe one. Anyway, as we go to extended, again, I'm going to look at the other person's, if they get baked out of the oven. Because again, you might be on a fun journey, they bake out of the oven, they come forward to you ready as this ripe fruit, and you're like, okay, you're ready now, I can do this. Good for you, good for them. Or you'll not be having fun and you'll pick a ripe apple, somebody else that's new, and it'd be too late for them. But we're going to have a look at that in the extended, and if you want to do that, the link is just down below. If not, I will see you next month. Take care. Bye.